Let's start then, because you're all here because you want to know how to build visibility for AI search. I'm Nadine. I'm Senior SEO Consultant with Claneo. Claneo is an SEO agency, but now we are also moving towards GEO as a GEO agency, and also we do content marketing, digital PR internationally. So let's dive into the topic. This is what many websites are facing today. We have more zero clicks these days because Google was launching AI overviews. Our traffic is decreasing. This is, for some business models, this is very crucial. And some businesses face traffic loss up to 70%, which is severe. How do we gonna act to that? And what do we gonna change? And this is the topic of today. So just to give you a broad history, what happened in the last 3 years, which is incredible. So first, ChatGPT was launched, and then Google had to react on this. So they introduced Google's SGE, which then transformed over the time into Google introduced AI overviews, which means Google gives you an AI-generated answer directly in search. People not really have the need anymore to click on a link or on a result, which shows us there is more zero clicks. Also, ChatGPT is more rolling out, gets more users. Then Google also launches AI overviews in more countries, and then it also in March it came to Germany. So then many websites had this traffic loss. Also, Google was launching then Gemini, their own AI, plus AI mode, which is even more than AI overviews. The AI mode gives you it's a complete agent that says, okay, you can get already results, sort of, let me Google that for you. And that was also rolled out in more than 180 countries. So that's just to give you a broad overview what happened over the last years, which is a rapid transformation. So what we also find out is with our own search study, here the search study is linked, so you can see that AI search bots, chatbots like ChatGPT or Perplexity, DeepSeek and co, that they were developing just in 1 year, from 2024 to 2025, they increased massively in users and usage. And here's ChatGPT, just the numbers of downloads and the daily visitors. And that increased so much that you can say, okay, ChatGPT is the #1 chatbot at the moment. So how do we gonna react on this? Because we have chatbots coming up, we have Google's AI overview. How can we as marketers adapt to that, and what's the answer? Our answer today is GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. And we also, as Claneo, we name it GEO because of course, it still has SEO basics, and still, you should not forget about SEO. SEO is still very relevant, but to be relevant in these AI searches, you need to do even more. So do your SEO homework, and then on top of that, you need to do extra work, and that's what means GEO. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. Of course, we have challenges. We have zero clicks. We have an algorithm, which is a black box. We have high effort in integrating new processes, but also what it gives us on the other side is great opportunities. Because when we are first movers, you can outbeat your competitor, basically. So you have to have a strong position. It's now sort of move fast, be an authority in your topic. Leadership authority, this is really important to have your credibility in AI search. Before we start to go into the optimization topics, let's talk about a few GEO fundamentals, because it's really important that you all understand how it actually works, that you can do the right actions. First of all, a quick comparison between traditional search and AI search. So first we had, on the traditional search, we have keyword-based searches. And now it goes to individual prompts, and it's a conversation. It's not just one keyword, one answer, or a list of links. No, now it's like, okay, I have a question, and I can chat with someone, with an AI. I can chat, get direct answers, can ask a question again, and get an even better answer. So this is more a chat format. Also, the search goal is completely different. Before, in traditional search, it was like the click on the website was the one goal. And now it's more, okay, I want to gather information, and the website becomes the information interface. And in the end, maybe I'm going to buy a product on the website. It's just one. The website is not the all-time goal anymore to be on the website. So for example, sometimes in ChatGPT, I can also buy products now. It's all changing. Also, how to measure things. First, I measured rankings, and with my high rankings, I get these and these amount of clicks. But now it's more about how visible is my brand in total. It's like more a soft KPI instead of exact figures. And so the role of the website changes. Also, what happens when I trigger AI search? So the user asks a question. Let's imagine we ask a question in ChatGPT. Then ChatGPT, or the AI behind it, is, first of all, developing, do I need specific or current information? Or is the database I have enough to answer this question? So mainly when you ask for, like, what's my, something what's like on the daily basis, what's current event, then it has to do a web search. So this is the first question, yes or no. If no, then the answer can be generated out of the large language model, so out of the database, training data. You heard about that. But if it needs current information or really specific information, it needs to do an add-on. It needs to combine it with a web search. So we still need, so in this case, the AI is searching. And to be visible there with our website, here, this is our chance now in this process. When the web search is triggered, which is called grounding, that's the new process. And there I have the possibility to be cited with my brand, to get the link. So this is really crucial for our GEO strategy in the end, to get really, here we have the high advantage to get the citation. And now we have to deep down a little bit further to understand really what happens behind the scenes, what happens if this web search is triggered. So one person has a question. It's a young driver, first-time driver, 19 years old, and this person is looking for the best but also cheapest car insurance for first-time drivers. So this is the question, and the first step an AI will do is to break down this question in subtopics, in subtasks. For example, car insurance comparison, or first-time driver rates. What's the cheapest? And then it will search all these documents that are out in the web. So basically, maybe one of your websites, if you're a car insurance company. And then it decides, OK, where do I get the best information? And what parts are answered, what paragraphs are answered the best? And then possibly link to that website. So that's the whole process. And when we understand all of this, then we can take action and have the 5 core areas of our GEO, means generative engine optimization. So we start with our strategy, then we do our monitoring, we start our content optimization, technical optimization, and off-page. And if you work in SEO, you know this is basically the same strategy, but here comes the twist. We have in each individual part a little bit of extra work to do. So let's deep down in some in the individual steps. First of all, the strategy. I need my goals first, of course. I need to know what's really the goal with AI search. Do I want more brand awareness? Or do I want to be thought leader in a topic? Or is it important for me to get the lead generation? So I still need the clicks, and maybe then after that, the people come to my website, book my service, buy my products. And also, what's my focus topic? What questions, needs can I really fulfill? Also, I need to do like a competitive analysis and have a look, okay, what's the AI thinking of me as a company? So what am I known for? But also, what are my competitors known for? And where are my content gaps? So which questions do I not answer properly? And then, when you build your strategy, you begin, first of all, to think, okay, what AI system is the relevant system for me to optimize for? Because we have AI overviews, which happens in Google search. We have ChatGPT and other chatbots. And that's a slight different strategy you have to approach. Then, in the next step, you would define a prompt set. Not a keyword set anymore, but a prompt set. I'll have an example later, so you will understand the difference. And with this prompt set, I can create and optimize my content, and then again, set up my monitoring, depending on my goal, obviously. So where do I want to be cited or mentioned for which topic, and also for which AI systems. And then I have all my tasks on a roadmap, and then sort of, I monitor it again and see if my strategy works. And if not, or I have to adjust it, then of course I begin from the start. Here's an example how a prompt strategy could look like. So you have to forget about keywords and think in prompts now. So you have to think, what's the person behind the screen? What's the persona? So in our example, the persona is, for example, it's 18 years old, just did their driver's license, and they want to insure their first car. So the scenario is, I look for an insurance, first-time driver, and I'm still in the consideration phase, so I look for informational content. So I could look for, okay, how much does car insurance cost for a 19 years old, and I'm looking for, first of all, informational content. But then I couldn't go a step further and could target the people who are really in their decision phase. So they would use maybe trigger words like, what's the best insurance? Where to buy the best insurance? Who gives me full coverage at the same day? So these are all interesting, relevant topics to focus on. And so therefore you build your prompt strategy based on who is it who asks this question, or who is behind this prompt, in what life cycle is this customer, sort of in the funnel stage is relevant. And only when you set up relevant prompts, you have a relevant content strategy. Then you can set up your monitoring, and you have different KPIs to measure now. So first of all, you have AI visibility. How often is my brand mentioned in general? How often do I get a link, citation? Also, what's my brand sentiment? Are the people thinking in a positive way, or is it more negative? Am I the cheapest, or the best, or the most traditional brand, the most reliable? All these things can be analyzed from the AI answers. Also, we can still measure referral traffic, and also not only referral traffic, but then we have an AI conversion rate. How many people who click on a link from AI also come to my website and buy buy my service, buy my product. And yeah, here just an example. How does it look? This is with ChatGPT. We have, for example, Hokobook and insurance. This would be measured as a brand mention in many tools, and there underneath is a link to the website, what we call citation. So these are your new KPIs to really track, okay, how visible am I compared to my competitors? So how high is my citation rate from all the answers? And also, how relevant am I as a brand for a certain topic? Also, you can measure your brand sentiment. We did it with lots of car brands, well-known car brands. So we ask questions like, what's the most reliable car? What's the cheapest car in fuel consumption? And so on. So you can really track this down and go really deep with your analysis. And here is a QR code you can scan, and then you can use for free. We built an own dashboard to measure your AI traffic. The only thing you need is to connect it with your Google Analytics property. And then you can use this dashboard, and it shows you exactly, do you get more traffic from ChatGPT or Perplexity, or is it Microsoft Copilot because you're a B2B company and they are searching through Microsoft. And also, even if chatbots don't give us less traffic, or don't give us as much traffic as we know it from Google, in some studies, it was already proven that the conversion rates are much better. But for me, it makes sense because people are much deeper in their research. When they chat with the chatbot, then they are much more, okay, I really want this new, I really need an insurance, I really research all the ins and outs, and then I'm closer to, close the deal, do the click on the website. And because many people already asked me, what tool can I recommend? How do we track this? Because there's a lot on the market at the moment, and I can understand when people are a little bit confused and they don't know what to use. I just want to highlight the differences between two different tool setups. So on the one side, you have the tool suites. You work maybe with Ahrefs, SEMrush, Systrix. They all have an AI tracking integrated. Of course, the pros are you have the tool already. It gives you a broad overview. How visible am I? But the biggest negative side with this is that they are fixed prompts made up by this tool, and they might not match with your business case. So I would recommend you to really use one of these prompt trackers, which are on the market. For example, Peak AI, Profound, Otterly AI, there are many on the market at the moment. And there you can use custom prompts. You can make your own prompt strategy and then really track these prompts. And that gives you a much better overview of how relevant are these searches for your business. Only negative side is, of course, it costs more time, it's more complex, but it's worth it. And then we have the content optimization. So first of all, it's really important that everything is semantically clear to an AI. So always use the same language, same words, same phrases to promote your business. Then focus on really your key message. What do you want to bring across? And repeat that over and over again. It's a little bit comes from PR strategies, so do integrate that into your texts. And also user-centric communication. Speak your audience language. Really, what questions are they asking? A good tip is also to speak to your customer service because they know exactly what people are asking. Build this into your content with an FAQ. That helps a lot. And here are some examples. For example, make concrete versus vague statements. So this would be an example for no, okay, this is just an innovative, stylish mountain bike, which everyone would say about their brand. Make it more precise. these gears are perfect for beginners who want to do small to medium climbs. Then it's exactly connected to what is maybe someone is searching in their prompt exactly for this case. Maybe someone says, actually, I'm just starting with this sport and I don't want to go on a mega mountain bike hike here, but I want just for a beginner. And then your brand could be promoted. So make it clear and not vague. Also, this is a classic example with Jaguar. Is it the animal or is it the car brand? And so make it clear, even if it sounds obvious to you. Of course, to us as humans, it's obvious, but to an AI, it's not that obvious because it needs still this connection. Also, what helps is to have coherent anchors in your argumentation. So when you talk about polarized lenses, which is a little bit complex, then better say, what is the advantage? And put that into one phrase. And then we have one thought per paragraph, which means we don't write one abstract and mix things up. We say exactly what is content marketing, we answer it. Then we say, okay, these are the formats content marketing are using, and then it's absolutely clear what the sentence is about. So here, another checklist, another summary. Use structured content. Use like bullet points, summaries, headlines. This is all what we know from SEO as well. Tables, FAQ sections are really relevant. Then write clear questions, maybe also as a headline, and then answer the question. Also cover user intent. So I told you about this query fan-out method, where AIs sort of split things up into smaller subcategories or subparts. And with this approach, you can definitely, you are more relevant than for an AI to citate you. And also build trust and authority, of course. The more you talk about a topic, the more you become an authority for this. And last but not least, content freshness. Because to trigger this content, actually there was a study that sort of new fresh content released, for example, 2025, is triggered more often or is linked more often when it comes to web search in AI systems. So that's really important. Go over your content, update it. Yeah, and then we have as well the technical part. And the technical part means, first of all these bots need access to our website. Otherwise, they can't see the content, they can't link to us. So first of all, we need to understand what bots are out there. We have AI search bots and AI assistant bots. And they are there to do this web search and to gather information. So in many cases, we want them to have access. Otherwise, they can't link to our website. Also, there are AI agents. Actually, AI agents, they can also do a booking for you. For example, okay, book a restaurant for me, or book a holiday for me. There, business case by business case, you need to decide if you want to allow this. Or we have also the LLM crawlers, large language model crawlers, which are there for training data, so that they train the language model. And you have to decide sort of by business model, is it relevant for me? As a brand, I would say yes. If you're a publisher, I would say maybe disable or disallow this bot. So this is sort of the process you have to go through to decide, is this bot relevant for me? Do I get traffic from this bot? What's my business model? And how big is my website? But I also have an article, I wrote an article about this topic in more detail, so you can have a look there as well. So the main steps are make your website crawlable for these AI bots. And the main thing is main content parts should not be on any JavaScript dependencies, because many AI bots still can't really read JavaScript. So that's number one. Number two is, of course, page speed. It's relevant for SEO, it's relevant for GEO. And have a clean website architecture, have a clean navigation, clean website structure, helps users, helps AI bots, helps everyone. And also make your website discoverable. So we have good internal linking, you need a good HTML markup with proper headlines, and also use semantic elements, because these are what the bots, they read the HTML, and that helps them a lot to understand your website content. Also, data structuring, use structured data, mainly for product markups, for example. Use the right headline hierarchy, and shopping feeds for everyone who is working for an e-commerce company. It's really crucial to have your product feed with the right data. Okay, and then, last but not least, last part of it, we have off-page, and therefore, this is 85% of including news and media, forums, and your brand website, they are cited. Also, there was a study from Profound which analyzed that listicles get most of the links. So to do listicles, what's the best bikes for mountain bike trips, etc. That's really. And here are some other off-page tactics. So for example, you have a look, where is a brand cited, but my brand is not in there, so I can maybe outreach to this publisher, or I can outreach to that blog to maybe discuss with them if they could also name my brand in their listing, or I can have cooperations with bloggers. Advertorials work really well. This is something we discovered, that really when you book an advertorial and your brand is placed in there, then it's also one off-page element that makes you more relevant. And digital PR, another really important format. This is now the other way around. You publish something, and then other publisher and media houses will distribute that. So that could be your own studies and surveys, as really use your knowledge as a company. Put it in infographics or in interactive games or in data-driven formats, because that's really high engaging for publishers to also reflect that, give you the link, backlink, citation, and then the more people and websites talk about your topic, the more relevant you become in AI search as well. And here are the 5 steps, just to sum it up. So first, you have to define your goal. What's your main goal? Do you want traffic from it? Do you want brand visibility? Do you want leads? And then second step, monitor your performance. Write content also that AI can understand it. Of course, we still write content for our customers and users, but AI needs to understand it. Then be technically ready. Build authority for this topic. Oh, sorry. There were some pictures. And in the end, build authority for this whole topic. Then, if you can't get enough from GEO, then I have a big recommendation. We host our own first event, and this is the first only GEO conference in Berlin. I think there are a few tickets available, so be quick. And also, if you want to study at home, we have a YouTube channel where we will follow up with more material, with more learning sessions. You can get it on our YouTube channel. Stay tuned. And that's me, plus meet my colleagues and me at our agency booth in Hall 8. It's just over there. And just if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer the questions just directly on our stand. And yeah, thank you very much. One final last goodie. The 3 best requests will get a for free GEO check from us. So just pop me in an email, send me an email, and then we can chat about it. Thank you.